Have you ever struggled with renaming or transforming columns in PySpark? Or maybe you are wondering how to derive a new column? Then continue this video as I will show you how to perform those tasks in PySpark. Welcome back. In this video, we will explore the powerful withColumnRenamed and withColumn function in PySpark. I will show you simple and effective techniques to handle your data frame easily. So let's jump right in. Let's create Spark session and get started. First, I will import PySpark library. For the sake of time, I just copy paste this code. And next, we will import Spark session from the PySpark.sql. Next, we will create a Spark session. And by this time, you already know how to create a Spark sessions. And then we will see if that Spark session is up and running. So we have our Spark session up and running. Next, we will create a data frame. We already have seen this data frame before. This is same old sales data set. So by using read.csv method, we can read our CSV file. And next, what we will do, we will take some of the columns that are required for these presentations. I don't want to bring all the columns here. And finally, we will see our data frame that we have created, a slim version of our big data frame. We will kick things off with renaming the column in PySpark. withColumnRenamed function makes this process very easy. Let's say you have a column named order quantity. Here we have the order quantity, and you would like to remove the space between order and quantity for better readability. Then we can do it in following manner. So we'll start with our data frame, df dot. Then we need to give the existing column name, comma, and then we give the new column name. So as you can see here, it has changed from order space quantity to order quantity. So this is a way we can easily rename the existing column. But also remember that if we need to rename multiple columns, we can change this command together. Let's consider we want to change the name of the order space quantity to order quantity, and also unit space price to unit price. So it's a very similar way, and we will save it to a new data frame, and the name of the data frame is df1. And then we say once again withColumnRenamed. Let's check our data frame now. So as expected, we have a new data frame with renamed column. But this is not the only way we can rename the column. If you remember previously, we have seen how to use a select statement and the alias statement. We can use in a combinations of them to rename the column. So for example, I just try to recreate the same thing for the order quantity. So we'll start with the data frame name and then we'll say select. And then we say call alias. And within the alias, we put the new column name. We close the bracket and then we need to close the bracket for the select. I put an extra bracket here. And if I use the show method, and as you can see, we have renamed this column. So this is another way of renaming the column. And if you want, we can save it in a new data frame in order to save it. But I think that with column rename function is much easier and cleaner way of renaming the column. Next, we will see another powerful function called withColumn. We can do many things with this withColumn function. Here we will see how to change a column's data type using withColumn function. Let's check the data type of this column sales order line key using print schema function. And as you can see, it is an integer, but clearly this shouldn't be an integer data type. So maybe we want to change it as a string type, and we can do that with column function. We will use the cost function to change the data type. And within the cost parenthesis, we will define the data type. So here we will say string. Now run this code again. And as we expected, now the data type has changed to string. So this is one of the way of changing the data type of the any column with column function. With column function, we can also change the value of the existing column. Say we want to increase the value of the unit price column by 10%, then we can write the following code. We will start with the data frame. Then we will say take this column from this data frame and then multiply it by 10%. Finally, show method to show the records. And as you can see here, the unit price was 2010 24.99. Here that has been changed by 10%. So this is another way of changing the value of the existing column. We can also create a derived column with column function quite easily. For example, if we like to calculate profit by subtracting total product cost from sales amount, in that case, we can write the following code. Name of the derived column. Here it is profit. And finally, show method to show the result on the screen. And now we have a new derived column called profit, which is the difference between the sales amount and product cost. So easily we can create the derived column using with column function. Finally, let's talk about adding a column with a constant value in your data frame. For example, uh, here we like to add a column sales type with constant value online. To add a literal value, we need to use a function called lit. So first we need to import the lit function. So PySpark lit function is used to add constant or literal value as a new column to the data frame. So first we need to import the lit function, and we will do that by bringing from PySpark SQL.function. Next, we will create a new column. So within the lit, we will provide the value for the literal value. So here it is online. And then as expected, we have a new column called sales type with literal value online for all the records. And there you have it, an all-in-one guide for renaming column to transforming data and adding new column. These functions are quite essential to create your data engineering pipeline. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe for more PySpark tutorial. Until next time, keep coding and keep shining.